As we continue on with simplifying radicals, just again, talking a little bit about exponents. Um, you know, there is this thing, when we talk about multiplication, and then there's exponents. So these two sometimes get confused, but if I give you 3 times 5, 3 times 5 means 3 5s added together. This means 5 plus 5 plus 5. So if I give you 3x, 3 times x means there's 3 x's added together. That means x plus x plus x plus x. So if I gave you, 3 square root of 2 plus 4 square root of 2, this means the square root of 2 plus 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 the square root of 2. But how many square root of 2's do we have added together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 times the square root of 2 is our answer. So we've learned that, if you're combining like radicals, all you really have to do is add these coefficients, if you will. But that's multiplication. Now exponents, if I give you 5 to the power of 3, 5 to the power of 3, or 5 cubed, that means 5 times 5 times 5. If I give you x to the power of 3, x to the power of 3 means x times x times x. So this is not quite the same thing as this over here. So keep that in mind. If I gave you x squared times x cubed, x squared means x times x cubed. That means x times x times x. Well, that means the same thing as how many x's multiplied together. That would be the same thing as x to the 5th. So notice that if you're doing a problem like this, notice how these exponents would actually have to be added together. If you recall back in pre-algebra, if you've had some math, that if you have a problem like this, there's a shortcut that says you can simplify this by simply adding those exponents, because there's 2 x's present times 3 more x's. Therefore, there are 5 x's present. So keep that in mind as we keep moving further into some of this algebra. Now, in this problem right here, again, we're multiplying. So again, the outside numbers stay outside, 2 times 5. On the inside, we have, I'm going to rearrange things. So you have a 7 times a 2 times an x, and then x squared means times x times x. So I have that going on. Notice that we don't have any factor pairs with the 2 and a 7, but notice how there is a pair of x's. Since there's a pair of x's, that means an x can actually come out. So that means this is 2 times 5 times x on the outside. That means there's still a 7 and a 2 left on the inside, and there's also an x left on the inside. So if we put this all back together, 2 times 5 times x is just the same thing as 10x, if you will. Because again, this is understood to be 10 times x. And then 7 times 2 is 14 times x, or we just write that as 14x, because 14x means 14 times x. So that would be the simplified version of this. So again, outside numbers stay outside, inside numbers stay inside. But if we have a pair, for each pair, that factor comes out one time, and that allows us to simplify it a little bit further.